9:01:25, I just heard myself exclaim out loud. How did it get to be so late? I was making coffee, saying good morning to Rainy, petting the dog, feeding the cats, getting dressed, and casually, because, it's only about 8:10, right? No, it was 9:01. I looked at the clock. I went, holy cow. I'm glad I looked at the clock. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Good morning, Susie Q. Good to see you over there. And Roger Rabbit, nice to see you as well this morning. Uncle Dave Potter is here. Dave Potter. Uncle Dave Potter. Carlene Smith, good to see you. You broke your cold record yesterday. Well, that's cool for number of colds in the house or your temperature outside. So I'm assuming you mean the temperatures. Yeah, we had a cold record for the year anyway. What day was it? Friday? They said the coldest day since last winter, I think it is. And now today, we're going to be pushing 35, 36, which, again, this time of year, wonderful temperatures. Because what is it this time of year? It's like spring weather, spring coming. And it's going to be up almost into the 40s in the next couple of days, which I think is very, very nice. That's very cool. And so I hope it's nice in your neck of the woods too. So flip-flop and shorts weather over here. So we may or may not have a rainy sighting this morning. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see when she gets here, if she makes it in. And so, yeah, what the heck is spring, says Field Guy. It's that time of year when all the cold weather goes away, supposedly. But then it gets up here. It goes from cold to raining and muddy and wet all the time. So that's what spring is here anyway. And so what are y'all doing this morning? How y'all? Grumpy Stack says, hey, y'all. Good to see you, Grumpy. And so what's on your guys' minds today on a Sunday? Do you have a relaxing day ahead? Is this a good weekend day for you? Do y'all work on Sunday like we do around here too? It's 58 degrees here right now, says Field Guy. Yeah, we'd kill for 58 degrees. Hey, Heather White, permacold and wet here, she says, over in Glasgow, Scotland. So what's going on over in Glasgow this morning? You should call in this morning, Heather. I don't think anybody's heard you ever on the show. Or did you call in here once before? I don't know. Go ahead and call in. You don't have to have your teeth in or your face on or your hair fixed. Here's the link. Let's paste that in. I've known Heather since I was working on, and I've said this before when she appeared in the chat room, since I was working on TAPS Paramag back in 2009 and 10, somewhere in there. Not much, she says. Not much going on there at all. So give us a call. Call in. Come on, there's the link. I just pasted it into the chat room. So you can come on in and say hello. And same thing here, Not much going on, but everything going on. We've got, mind you, we're getting to that stage. Well, we've already reached that stage. Many of you who are parents, I couldn't. I'm too shy. Heather, it's only going to be you and me talking. There's not going to be anybody else talking here. So you can come in here. Uncle Dave, let Heather know that she can call in live from Scotland this morning, and it's no big shakes.
Wait, where's this? Yeah, why am I upside down?
Okay. You're holding your phone funny.
Here we go.
Let Heather know it's okay to call in. And it's no big
Yeah,
shit.
I know. I'm trying to set the tab up. I'm working out of a kitchen this morning.
Oh. I see you're all braided up so that you're safe for.
I'm doing a Viking fest.
Thing.
I don't have coffee this morning. I have morning beer.
Heather, come on in. Come on in and say hi to us. so everybody can hear your very
Yeah,
cool
so.
accent from Scotland. So, Heather, I've known her for a while. At least, what would that be? At least 13 years.
I got to switch my headphones from my phone to my tablet so I can be on the same link.
All right. That sounds good.
Otherwise, I have a huge drag.
Dave, that becomes you. I like the braided beard and the braids and the little curly bob things hanging out of your hair. I think you look pretty good. I dare say, you won't hear me say this much. You look damn fine this morning. Oh, and then he's gone. He's not even there to hear my compliment. Okay, you're not getting that one again.
Oh,
So has everybody got your coffee?
Much,
everybody
no,
send
I'm there.
a little note
I'm
to
still
Heather.
here. Am I not here?
Tell Heather to come on in and say hello to us this morning from Scotland. Nothing to be shy about. Let's see. Grumpy Stack had a shitty day yesterday. I'm trying to relax today, he said. Well, fantastic. Is it cold enough to have a fire going down there? See, Field Guy
Are we
says,
still there?
I have coffee. All right. Oh, Scotty, you're blue again today, says Carlene. Yes, I am. Yeah, I got the blue light up there is going. There you go. It's my
All right. Can you hear me now?
My rafter lights. I can hear you, Dave.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear us? Dave,
not through my headset for some reason, but that's fine. At least we're on the same link and I'm hearing you at the same time that you're speaking.
You look
in some lag.
Can you hear me now?
I heard your compliment the first time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You look damned romantic today. And by that, what I mean by that,
I feel damn scruffy.
You've got this romance aura about you today. You got the hair going. You got the beard going.
It's the beautiful, messy kitchen I'm sitting in, waiting for the crew to arrive to clean up.
That's what happens when you cater, I guess. It's too bad you don't have. Oh, do you have a cleanup crew? I'm sorry, I cater. I just do the cooking. I don't clean. So
it was a long night. I slept in the dining room on top of a table.
Nice. In Viking fashion.
In actual Viking fashion for much of it.
I'll bet.
I know I'm wearing t-shirt and jeans now, but
so where are you exactly?
Wyoming, Minnesota.
Okay, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Is that Richard's gig up there?
No.
Richard Stein, what the heck is his name? Well, I'm blanking on his last name.
Doesn't matter because he's not the one.
Oh, okay. All right. You know who I'm talking about then. All right. I just wondered because he's got a Viking Inn up there. So, so is this festival people or a totally different group?
There are some crossover people that do festival. There's a lot of Norse heathens and part of a reenactment group that all kind of work together to put this together.
It's kind of neat.
You know Sean Holt.
I do.
And Sean is running a Viking reenactment group, and they do they work with a group out of I want to say Norway, but I'm not sure.
I knew that he was doing Viking stuff because he did that at the festival. And of course, I know his wife, Kelly Jo. She used to be my roommate, as you know, back in the big house.
And like with you and Rainey, I knew both of them before they knew each other. So that was always kind of a unique thing.
Same here. So
Kelly Jo on her, I don't want to say long road of because she didn't have a lot of boyfriends, but her previous relationships leading up to this one, and I was so happy when they found each other because he was perfect for her and she was perfect for him.
Yes. She was dating
and they met at Scotch and Cookies.
What's that?
They met at Scotch and Cookies. So you have
they did.
An active role in that as well.
I was an active role. I was matchmaker, make me a match. I didn't really put them together, but
I was just the
event where they met on a Thursday night.
John's like, I don't know what I need. I do. And I set the drink down in front of Kelly Jo.
There you go. And Kelly Jo was dating Nate, who was part of 10 Seconds of Harmony when I had that group. And that was way back in 2003, 4, 5, somewhere in there that she was dating him. And
I love Nate, but
yeah,
they weren't right for each other.
Well, obviously they were not a permanent thing, but they were together for a while. They were both kids back then.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking
They were just kids
20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's 20 years
and we
ago.
were already seasoned veterans.
Yes, we were. We were seasoned, folks. Let's see. Carlene says they posted the festivals for Fort number 4 the other day. Some I may have to go to. Now, tell me about that, Carlene. What is that? Come on, call in and you can tell us about that. So I'm working on, here's a little surprise, but I've hinted at this, working on a little rebranding of this show.
Oh.
And we're going to take it in not a very different direction, just a different direction than it's going right now.
Slight changes. Instead of Sunday, we're going to meet Wednesday morning for coffee.
Yeah, Wednesday morning coffee.
Instead of Rainy coming in, we're going to be with Ken Fellows. And instead, just a slight change.
There it is. There it is. So I thought I saw something from Kenny pop in here today. Oh, I see. It's he just sent me a post. So, did you see that picture I put up of Rainy with her new bifocals?
I do believe that I saw that picture.
You might not have. I did it last night, but here's the beautiful thing. The first bifocals I ever had to wear was right around the same year I started dating Rainy. And Rainy is now just about the age I was when we started dating. So there's some fun little milestones there for her. It's like, oh, you're in.
And you're on what, 40 years of marriage?
What's that?
And you're on what, 40 years of marriage?
Just about.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Feels like it. Feels like I've never had it feels like my life has never existed without her until I start reminiscing and I tell old stories and I go, I always have to say that was before Rainy. Yeah, that's right.
That was the other wife. Well, that was the wife before the other wife. Well, that might have been the wife before the other wife. Before the
yeah. Oh, wait. Before that one. Yes, folks, I am on a marriage number 3 with Rainy, but it's the longest one I've had.
Well,
it's the longest one. It's Rainy and I have known each other since 2004. And so that gives you, I mean, we knew each other before that, but hung out in 2005. 2005, I guess you'd have to say, would be the official start to Rainy and I. And so you're looking at 18 years. Going on 19. So that's a long time. I was married to my oldest kid's mom for 12 years. And we were divorced 22 years ago now. Can you believe that? 22 years ago.
Wow.
That
seems like forever ago.
I know, it's crazy. And I've got my chronology off somewhere because I dated Lindsay for 4.5 years, and then I met Rainy. Then Rainy and I started dating not long after that, 4 or 5 months later.
I completely understand that because I was trying to fit my chronology into the history as I remember it, and I've been engaged 5 times and married once, and trying to fit all those relationships into the timeline from when I left school. And I'm like,
no, wait, it's not working.
They didn't overlap. Nothing ever overlapped.
Yeah. Well, see,
I was like,
Annette used to accuse me of leaving our marriage for Lindsay, but Lindsay and I didn't start dating for about 9 months. No secret with that, the months there, but 9 months about after Annette and I split up. And we were separated. We weren't divorced yet, but we were separated for 9 months before Lindsay and I started hanging out.
Yeah.
And then we were divorced in 2001. Well, we were separated. Here you go. Separated in September, October of 2000 was when Annette and I were officially separated. And Sam was born in January of the next year. So a few months later.
Yeah, if anything, Lindsay should be upset.
Yeah. I haven't talked to her since the day we brought. Well, yeah, I have talked to her.
Has Lindsay ever said, "Wait a minute, how did Sam happen?"
Yeah, wait a minute. No, Sam came along in January of 2001, and Annette and I we were separated when she got pregnant.
Yeah.
So
I remember because you told me, and I was
January
like,
2001. What? So somewhere in there, it was that weird rocky year 2000 of where I had moved off the ranch, and then she gets pregnant. I don't know how I got her pregnant. We were already separated, but then Sam came along, and yeah, chronologies, baby.
Yeah.
So folks, add to this conversation. Come on in, guys.
Yeah, join us.
Carlene's just typing. She said, having trouble with my password. We'll find the link and try on morning coffee. It's an old fort in Charleston, New Hampshire. So there's some kind of rendezvous going on there, or a festival of some sort at the fort in Charleston, New Hampshire.
Yeah, it was lovely in the bitter cold after the sun went down last night outside.
I'll bet. Did you sleep out? So that's why you moved into the table?
No, we were. I hadn't planned on staying up here, but then I hadn't planned on drinking beer and mead from noon until the wee hours. I mean,
well, that's how those things usually go.
I wasn't crocked, but I don't.
That's how those things usually go. I hadn't planned on drinking for 10 hours before I went to bed, but I did.
And I start my morning with beer. There's literally no tea, there's no coffee, there's nothing here. And I'm like, Renee's like, I bought coffee. Well, there's not a coffee.
You drinking mead?
It's actually a homebrew, a red ale.
Oh, nice. I'd rather be drinking red ale. Hey, I'm going to put you on full screen for a minute. Oh, wait, I took you out. Oh, oops.
Oh, there we go.
Put you on full screen. You talk to people. Talk to the people for a minute, Dave. I'm going to go get my heater.
Tell me what it's like in Glasgow today. Why don't you call in? That'd be grand. That'd be a totally grand thing to do. Pick up the phone and call in. That'd be grand. I'd love to be hearing you from Glasgow today. So anyways, yeah, so we got a Viking fest going on up here, and they slaughtered a ritual slaughter of a boar on Friday, and then we cooked that boar up on Saturday, and this morning we're gonna whip up breakfast for a crew of volunteers and then put them to work to clean this kitchen and clean the great hall and clean all over the place. The grounds have to be cleaned and everything has to be put away before we can load our vehicles and move out. And we're looking at the group that's putting this together is talking about doing 6 of these a year. Now, the chef in me says, no, don't do that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. They bought a bunch of acreage north of here, so they could build their own great hall and full village.
Here's to the cleaning crew, says Susie Q.
I'm not getting it. Well, I'm in the live stream, so I don't get the chat. You click over.
Barbara Donica says, "Hair of the dog."
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
And I said,
I don't even know what that means anymore.
to the crew yesterday. We're working on getting stuff done, and all the meat was in the oven, and there's sort of a lag time there. You race around like crazy in the morning to get everything rolling, and once everything's in the ovens, now stuff has to sit for 4 or 5 hours. And so I said, God, I'd really like to get my hair braided. 2 of the ladies said, oh, we'll do it. And I said, okay. So I sat down in the dining room, and they commenced to braiding and beading my my braids. So
yes. Well, that's kind of cool. Nothing like having a bunch of ladies braiding your beard and beating it. Beading, folks.
Weirdest experience. So she's trying to get the beard to go, or bead to go on this, and she goes, hold on a minute. She just pops it in her mouth, and like I would with thread to thread a needle. And I'm like, okay. I've never had a woman suck at my beard before.
Hasn't happened to me for a while. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, yeah, you ought to keep it that way. I think, like I say, it gives a very romanticized you. I like it.
Well, when Rowan and Ellery always want to braid my beard, I keep telling them this is the way they need to do it. Separate the chin and braid that, and then separate the 2 dark strands on each side and braid those.
Hold on a second. I'm going to go mute for a second.
I can hear it now. Ellery, put some clothes on. You can't come online here.
Oh, here's Carlene. There's Carlene. How you doing, Carlene?
Good. I was typing in the wrong password too darn early in the morning for me.
Ellie,
morning, Carlene.
She's coming. I want her to see Uncle Dave's braided beard.
Yeah, that's what made me think of this stuff at Fort Number 4. It's I'm actually looking it up on my husband's phone.
Doesn't that give him a romantic kind of a look? I'm not talking, oh, I fall in love with him now. I'm talking romantic.
I think he means the age of romance.
Yeah.
Hey, Ellie Belly, how are you this morning?
You like that on Uncle Dave? What do you mean? No,
you're the one that always tells me I should braid my beard.
I think he looks good that way. He looks like a pirate and a Viking too.
You wiggled it weird. I don't like it.
Oh, you wiggled it too weird, Uncle Dave.
All right. Okay, here we go. Bye. I finally got this crap pulled up.
Yes, you may.
Kids are never satisfied.
Never.
Opening weekend, they actually have a winter weekend this next coming weekend. Opening weekend is officially the 30th of April. And they do the Colonial Wars Garrison Weekend with Royal Artillery, one primitive, rendezvous, Scottish Heritage and Highland Games, Abenaki at the Trading Post, Native Legends.
It's pretty cool.
Revolutionary War, Women of the Fort, and a Masquerade Ball.
The Masquerade Ball. Come dressed for 17th century or 18th century, and be sure to remember we also have a masquerade ball.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Dress up in all the kind of dresses they wore back then. That's like, oh, you see pictures. They're just, like I said, I think I was born in the wrong era because I'd rather be wearing the long dresses than pants and t-shirt most of the time. So.
Yeah, Uncle Dave and I have never dressed in long gowns from another century except on a dare.
Well, that got a skirt, sure.
God, I would hope not.
But yeah, that was fun. The women that we've known and the events that we've done over the years, from the festival to a little more serious historical reenacting. When we did the regiment, which was the red-coated thing back here over my shoulder, we did the regiment, and there it is, just hanging there.
Yeah.
The women would all dress in what women wore back then, and so it was very cool. But this was these were Raini put this one together for me. So that's my red coat from that era. And Rainey's got a bunch of dresses. She used to make dresses for people. So she's got a bunch of dresses, the Renaissance era.
Yeah.
And, starting with the boning and the We're going to commence the dressmaking with the boning. The boning starts first.
Yeah. Matter of fact, unless my grandmother had gotten rid of them, which I highly doubt, she has old boning corsets in her closets upstairs. I'm like, we've got 50 years of stuff to go through. It's like, oh my word. But I remember her telling about we were going to dress up as something one year, and she said, I got a boning corset, and she put me in it. It's like, oh my God, I ain't wearing this thing.
Susie Q said they did Pioneer Days. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, we've got a lot of friends on the rendezvous circuit, which is 18th to 19th century rendezvous, fur trappers and stuff like that. And of course, we did the regiment. And
don't put corsets on, but I'm really good at taking them off.
Yeah.
Well, if I find them, I'll send them to you, Dave, and you can dress somebody up in them.
Back when we were younger, more hardy men, we would always get the.
Let me get you out of that match. You look uncomfortable.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
You're tired of kids already?
Yep.
Guess who's here?
Raini.
Mommy.
Good morning, Raini.
Good morning.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm pissy this
morning. How
morning.
you doing? That's all right.
She's gonna come down and pester me now.
Yeah, Mom's already tired of the children this morning. So here, let me move over. You can pull up, so you're not back behind me over my shoulder.
Yeah. When you guys come to Fort Ticonderoga, you ought to. It's like, well, it's about just under a 2-hour trip back here. You could actually come back and make the circuit to go to the old fort.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah. We could make a whole trip out of that. We could go up to Ticonderoga, and with all the things to see on the way there and on the way back, we'd be gone all summer.
Yeah, there you go. Then you, like you said, you can have your own camper or bus, whatever fixed up. You can just travel.
Well, there it is. There it is. And I could work from the road, but it's easy for me. So. But how would you like to be in a camper with all our kids for a month?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. I think Scotty, for that comment, you're in trouble.
Yeah, really.
Why would you threaten her like that?
She's like, oh, I thought we were going to do it for 3 months, not just one.
Go away. I don't want to hear stuff this morning.
There it is.
We don't
go
have
away,
to
children.
Go right now. Get out of here.
What time's your party?
2:00.
2:00. That's 5 hours from now.
If you're pestering me, if you're going to pester me and drive me insane between now and that party, I will not take you to go look for swimsuits. So go out, get your
which one is that? Which one is that?
Then go make yourself food.
Stop talking and leave. Bye.
If you can wreck your brain.
Mom told you what to do.
Go take care of your own breakfast.
Is that Rowan or Ellery?
Ellery.
Oh.
Rowan went and had a sleepover, which I forgot I grounded her until April. So now she's going to be grounded until May.
Yeah, there you go. And she didn't remind her. Mom, I can't go on this sleepover. I'm grounded.
So now we'll just tack on another month.
I cannot tell a lie. Oh, yeah, you can. So. Get her, Mom, says Susie Q.
So irritated with kids.
So yeah, the temperature I posted 16. It was actually like real feel of like 39 degrees. But our little dinky town never makes the news for breaking records, and we, like I said, we busted it the other night. It was brutal.
Nice.
Now we have at my work the coolers are empty because they froze. It was just so brutal up here.
Wow.
I mean, the top of Mount Washington, real feel, was 108 degrees.
You're talking Mount Washington, New Hampshire?
Yeah, it was negative with the wind and the cold. They shattered their record. I mean, they blew that away. Was negative 108.
What?
Oh yeah.
With wind chill?
Yeah, with wind chill, it was negative 108. They said that the second layer of the Earth actually had descended, so the top of Mount Washington was actually into the second layer of the atmosphere that night.
Wow.
That's how bad it got up this way.
Nice. That's when you're glad you have indoor heat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if even indoor heat at that kind of temperatures would have actually done it. I mean, I'm like, I can't even fathom. I mean, we're freezing at the temperature we had, and I'm thinking negative 108. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got down to up here in the frozen tundra in the Great White North. We got down to like negative 38 with the wind chill.
Yeah.
That was only in
so you were probably pretty well in line with us. I mean, it's like
negative 18 air temp.
Yeah.
And,
we had
like I said, tomorrow.
Enough. And that's enough, really.
Yeah, that's really enough.
We're all blaming the groundhog. We're going to go groundhog hunting.
Can we not talk about the groundhog? Like serious, not to get on you, but serious. The groundhog. It doesn't matter.
I know
if the groundhog sees its shadow or not. We are still 6 weeks out until spring starts. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's
a passionate issue for Raini.
But we always wonder. I guess I think it's a New England thing. We're all like, we're going to Pennsylvania now.
Yeah.
Even though we know you've got 6 more weeks of winter. I don't care if he sees his shadow or not.
Right. We're not hitting spring until March 21st, 22nd, anyways. So Groundhog's Day is just that in between the winter and the spring. We're halfway through winter. You're not getting around it.
He's just lucky he's not a tastier animal, or there would be no Groundhog's Day.
Right.
That's right. Matthew Sainsbury is in the room. He says, "Hi, guys." I haven't seen him for a while. He says, "Hi, good morning, guys. Texting you from the place I moved to. I'm here temporarily. I don't know for certain until I find a place to stay permanently. Boy, that move took a lot out of me. Ain't that the truth? Do you have a whole family to move, Matthew, or is it just you? Moves are killers.
Are you on the same island?
Yeah. You still in Barbados? I'm sure he is. It's hard to drive to another island.
Well, he could have swam.
Could have swam.
Take a box, wrap it in plastic, swim over to the other island, leave it on the beach, go back and get another.
There it is. There it is.
So they might have boats.
Or you take the lazy man's load. You put it all in one big plastic netting. And
there you go.
Tie a rope and hold onto it with your teeth, and you swim across.
Sure.
Well, maybe he can use part of the down Chinese air balloon to float it around in.
Yeah, there you go.
Did they down it?
Yeah, they downed it.
Once
now, this thing came all the way across the U.S.
We knew about it
North
when it was
Carolina.
Over the Pacific, and they shot it down finally when it reached the Atlantic.
Yep.
So it got one clean pass over the United States.
And now China is saying, you're in trouble now. You shot down our weather balloon. Yeah, you're funny.
It's a tough titties, China.
Yeah.
You're the president of the United States. I'd say something like that. Yeah. I tell China, oh, I'm playing my little tiny violin.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah. Groundhog Day, says Grumpy Stack, is just another distraction from spy balloons.
Yeah,
there it is.
Right.
There you go.
Rainey's there, right there with you, Grumpy.
So. I like the costumes that they dress up in the tails and everything. That's cool, but come on, the groundhog ain't gonna be any more dependable than our weatherman.
That's right.
It's tradition.
I mean, it's tradition, and it goes back to
images like since 1995. So yeah, Chinese weather balloon, really? So it floats over the United States. You're gonna get mad at us for shooting it down?
Yeah.
The other morning I was watching Fox and they're talking about the balloon, and when they were still saying it was a weather balloon, and she's like, why don't they just download the Fox weather app? Because then they can get all the weather they need.
Yeah. The local weather guy did that on Fox News 9, Channel 9. He's like, hey, why don't they just listen to this forecast and download our weather app? It's accurate. You don't need to put all the expense into an international circling balloon.
Right.
So, yeah, weather app, my eye. And the big question comes in. I'm sorry, got to ask the question. with all the stuff behind the Hunter Biden laptop and all the stuff behind who's really been colluding, for years.
Yeah.
The corruption of the Biden family with China, with Ukraine, with other places like that. Is this influence peddling? Is this something that China said, hey, we'll crack open the books if you shoot us down? I don't know. Let's see. Scotty Mungus says Ryan Gale. Scotty Mungus. I think it's my new a Mohican name or something. Scotty Mungus. So from Ryan Gale.
Or there's the game Among Us. Maybe he's making.
Morning, Ryan. How are you today?
Might be. Well, the way it's spelled, it's like Chingachgook or Uncas or some of those names from Last of the Mohican.
I think you overthink stuff sometimes, and you don't overthink the things that you really should overthink.
What should I overthink that I'm not overthinking?
Well, it'd be nice after how many years if you could memorize what is gluten-free and not.
I was thinking about that in the car the other day. I was thinking about, my wife says that I am not, I still, after her 11 years of being gluten-free, still don't know what's gluten-free. You know what?
That's the real
other
G
day
spot.
when I was
You gotta
making
learn that.
hamburger soup with tomatoes in it and
You make it
all
sound
kinds
all
of good stuff.
It was not.
It was tasty. I put a little too much celery seed in it, but I digress.
It wasn't seasoned.
You
forgot like the garlic and.
You don't like anything I cook. I'm a magnificent cook.
No, but I'm just saying
But she doesn't like anything I cook.
She doesn't say that when I cook.
Your first hamburger soup was good. I don't know what the hell you did to this pot, but it was like tomato. It was tomato overload, is what it was. It was more like
tomato overload. Doesn't that sound like a good advertising?
It was more like
come and get our chili stew. Tomato overload.
Sounded like
she doesn't say that when I cook.
Tasted like minestrone soup, not your hamburger soup.
Yeah, that's good shit. And
hamburger soup goes back years and years. My grandfather used to make that till he burned my grandmother's stove up one day.
Nice.
Oh.
No, he was out hunting. He made a soup, and that was his thing, and we'd have it for supper. And he thought he turned it off, and he turned it on high and went hunting.
Field guy says, someone cooks it, I'll eat it. So Rainey's a pretty good cook. She cooks for, I'm trying to think how to classify Rainey's cooking. It's never a gourmet thing, and I don't expect her to do that. She cooks for the crowd. She's like, hey, we're having chaw today. I'm like, what the hell is chaw?
I grew up on the farm, so I cook for
it's
a house
hamburger,
of people.
ground hamburger and cabbage. I go, what else goes with that? Nothing. I'm like, oh.
It's one dish, bread and butter, but we don't eat bread, so.
Bread, butter, and chaw. I'm not a big fan of chaw.
I miss soft white bread and butter with spaghetti or dipped in the chili.
You can work your way back into a gluten diet, but if you do it slowly, have like a half a slice of squishy white Wonder Bread.
So here, I'm going to explain this to everybody since Scotty still doesn't understand.
I don't get it now.
My body can't tell the difference between the something in my cells and the difference between what is in wheat, the gluten part.
Yeah.
So when I eat gluten, my body doesn't just attack the gluten in my stomach, it attacks every cell in my freaking body and makes every joint hurt, makes everything hurt, makes me sick, makes me feel like crap. So it's not about weaning back into it. It's not about trying to eat it again. My body hurts. And not only does my body hurt, but I get really agitated. And if you think I'm agitated now, wait until I get into that accidental piece of bread or somebody fed me something they thought was gluten-free but wasn't. Oh my God, I'm irritated and severely crabby for a week, 2 weeks. It's
like if I use canned tomatoes,
worse than PMS.
She'll go in the garbage can and pull out the cans to make sure I use the right cans that weren't, I don't know, wheat-fed tomatoes or something.
Well, there's modified food starch in a lot of stuff, and modified food starch if they don't specify that it's gluten-free, then it's probably been modified with wheat.
Yeah.
Chicken meatball soup. Yum.
So
I know.
Good morning, Ken Ballos.
After
Good morning,
11
Ken.
years
How are
of
you
being
today?
gluten-free and you still don't understand what's gluten-free. Yes,
I understand
check.
what's gluten-free.
Yes, I check.
No, you just think you have to check on me all the
We're
time.
gonna make breakfast.
There's a difference. See, Rainey is a boss.
She brought coffee, but I don't have a coffee pot anyway.
Not as much a partner. She's more a boss. And as a boss, she has to make sure I'm doing everything the way that she wants it done. So I'm always checked on. It's from doing laundry. Did you throw this shirt in with the towels in the laundry?
What, the red
no,
one with the
Sounds
white
familiar.
Is that what you're
I
talking
grew
about?
up doing
Sound
towels and
familiar?
shirts together in the laundry. My mom said it was okay.
And that's why you look like poor people, because your shirts were all pilled and nasty.
That's it. According to my wife. So what have I learned over the last 15 years, 16 years? I don't throw
How to
in
properly fold towels. How to properly do
I
laundry.
properly
How
fold
to
towels.
properly separate socks with
I don't.
with
See, Rennie's okay
safety
with
pins.
towels
Right.
all in a ball in the corner.
Yeah,
Oh,
you think-
those are clean.
you wonder
Those
who
are the
boss
dirty
is?
ones.
We got to fold the towels this way. We got to pin our socks together.
Well, all I hear in the mornings is kids always whining and fussing, almost every morning, crying, screaming, hues and cries, and lateness and tardiness because they can't find socks
Yeah, but what's
that
my
match.
answer?
And I'm like,
Just put any two socks on that are there, and you'll
The
be
kids
fine.
don't care if their socks match.
I don't care if their socks match if they want to wear them
But
that
they're
way.
not crying because they don't have matching socks. They usually do the I can't find socks, and I go, "Did you check the sock bin?" And they go, "No."
Did you look in the pile of laundry in the living room? Because that's probably where it's at.
Right. Well, there is technically a bin in that pile of laundry, and that's where the socks and the underwear go. So when you need
That's
underwear
just
and
the
socks,
foundational support to keep the pile of laundry set in one place.
That's right.
right?
So it doesn't wander around.
That's right. That's right.
Rainy, it never works. You cannot train them how to fold a towel correctly. I've tried on my own man, and I look at it and I'm like, are you kidding me? That's folded?
I'm the towel folder.
Yeah, he's the towel folder.
Oh,
They
oops.
have to be folded a specific way. So Scotty's the towel folder. It's like you go right ahead.
Now, I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
some kind of narcissistic control freak in the house that say everybody must. But I do line the kids up every now and then to give them a tutorial on how to fold towels. Do they ever do
Well,
it?
I'll have you come try and train this one. It's a lost cause for me.
There you go.
That and helping me make the bed.
I made an impassioned appeal. Thank you, Ryan, for that, by the way. Ryan says, don't say anything you can't take back. I will admit that there was one day I made an impassioned appeal to my lovely, beautiful wife, who takes care of everything around here, except the towels and pinning socks together. And I said, now look at this. And I opened up the linen closet door. I said, look at this. All these towels are folded. I said, you don't see a fold anywhere on three sides because I fold them. And then you do this and you do this. And it's rounded edges. And I've got them all color coded. Look, all the red towels are together. All the black towels are together. All the blue towels are together. All the washcloths are over here. Oh, and these are the hand towels over here. And they all match too. I said, can I please, in this life that we live with these children, have this one little piece of civility? And she said, oh, okay.
And that lasted all of a day.
That lasted a day.
All the towels and washcloths and hand towels were dirty and they had to be rewashed again.
That's it. And it's like, I haven't even told the kids that I folded up towels for the kitchen. All the hand towels and washcloths and stuff for the kitchen, and they all go in the bottom drawer in the cabinetry. And I folded them all up, and I looked at Rainey and I said, there are now 18 hand towels in here. How many days should we lay odds? It's like the game spread in a football game, laying odds. How many days before all the 18 of those I find on the floor with crap on them, all in a pile shoved under the countertop?
Well, here,
and
it doesn't. We go through towels like crazy. So our sink upstairs, when you wash the dishes underneath, It just pours water out. So when that water pours out and the bucket fills, if the kids are doing the dishes and not emptying that bucket, then there's water all over the floor. So once the water hits the feet, towel goes down. Well, once that towel is soaked with the water, then the next towel goes down.
The old one doesn't get picked up. Just a new one pressed in on top of it.
I don't know how to fix things. Plumbing's not
I don't
my
either.
thing,
I'm
and
not a
gonna
plumber.
do it.
So we got to get a plumber in here.
You don't even need a plumber. You just need a YouTube video. But I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I was going to say a YouTube video.
Yeah, I gotta do that. Good morning, Terry Pitts.
Changing that's a couple, unscrew one end, unscrew the other, and put it back.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Unscrew this end, unscrew that end, put new plumber's tape on it.
Yeah.
And jam it all back together. That's
yeah,
what
they have kits. It'll come with everything you need in it.
But it's
just doing it.
And I know Scotty doesn't like when I say this, but we're renters. I don't see why I should have to.
I don't care
it.
about
Oh
that.
no, you should. I didn't realize you're renters. Tell the landlord to get his ass in there and pay for it.
Yep.
Our dishwasher's been broken since we moved in.
Wow.
Almost.
There was like.
And this is a nice house. It's a big house. It's not like we live in some slumlord neighborhood, but she doesn't take care. I call
carpet,
and they just don't take care of stuff.
The carpet here, when you vacuum, it falls apart. It gets sucked back up in the vacuum. The carpet here is probably 15 years old, would be my guess. Because I know over the last 8 years, the two people that lived here, the carpet hasn't been changed.
Wow.
But when we moved in, there was 6 doors that had punch holes, stab holes.
And like I say, we live in a nice neighborhood. Uncle Dave, you've been here. We're in a nice neighborhood. This is a great house.
Right?
It's a beautiful house. It needs work, but she's got it. The woman who owns it owns a big 1,000-acre horse ranch about 30 miles.
Were you able to get the chalk outline of the body off the floor in the kitchen?
Yeah, really. That's underneath the threadbare carpet. And the carpet isn't threadbare, but you know what old carpet starts to do in rooms, and it starts to kind of bunch up a little bit. Like you start to see the ridges in it because there's no padding underneath it.
And not to be like, I kind of
think this all needs replacing.
I think her grandson probably laid the carpet, and he's not a carpet layer because I had to pull all the carpet up along one of our walls in the living room. It had it was bunched like an inch high. So I had to pull that off the little sticky thing there. And I just set it up against the wall so that I can have even carpet so I could put bookshelves. Otherwise, none of our bookshelves sat straight.
And see, we wanted to, when we moved in, we wanted all this stuff taken care of. And we moved in here in September. We still have 5 doors for bedrooms and stuff that have holes in them that are gone because I put them outside and I said, I need these 5 doors replaced.
She told us we'd have new doors in a month. And
we still don't have them.
Yeah.
Hey, Wendy.
Good morning.
Let me get
guys,
branding
I'm going to run because I've got
go.
stuff I got to do. I got clean up, take 5 because I got the day off. And
yay.
Well, nice to see you, Carlene.
See you later.
Bye.
How are you, darling?
Wendy?
I'm all right, thank you, loves. I just had to come on because I heard your struggle with the towels, and I'm like, Raini, you would hate it here because all my stuff is coordinated, right? All my DVDs are in order, alphabetical. Towels.
You're going to be an awesome nanny.
And like that, flannels, washcloths, all of it. It's coordinated. I cannot. And the thing is, I've got a dog and I got a cat, and I obviously have my sister's kids around from time to time. But I was brought up with my mum, who's wonderful, but she was like, "Your room is your discipline." You know, she would discipline us and say, "You're not leaving this house till that room is done, and I want it done properly."
Yeah.
Come in, and she'd inspect it, and she'd be like, "Well, you're not going out then, sorry." And I'd be like, "Whoa," and you know, we'd have to do it all again. And she'd be like, "When you got it done, when you've done your chores, you can go." And I think that it kind of installed something in all of us that when we left home, we could all wash, we could all cook, clean, take care, have it tidy. But if there was no room, like if there was a towel on the floor, it would be like, when did your last slave die?
Yeah.
When did your last skivvy die? Well, you bloody
When did your maid die?
Like, oh my God. And my sister's children, I love them dearly, but they were not brought up that way. And my sister does everything. They might help out occasionally, but she's got not great health herself, and the kids just kind of you know, why don't you help mum a bit more? Why don't you make a cup of tea? Why don't you just tidy up? And they don't. And
yeah.
So I get it. I see it from both sides, because I also see that when you've got a lot of kids in the house and, you know, time is short and you're trying to sort everything out, it's kind of like, oh my God, you know, something has to go. And in my sister's house, that certainly happened.
Do you see, by the way, everybody note Raini's expression while she's listening to this?
Yeah.
She's like,
it's
like,
I mean,
I'm tolerating you right now, bitch.
I'm not that older. I'm not that much older, but it's like discipline is really important, because when you leave home, if you can't take care of yourself in any shape or form, you're screwed. Now, Raini got brought up on the farm, so she knows it. She knows what to cook for loads of people. She knows how to sort shit out. She knows how to do it. But the children are these and I say
the children don't
today,
give a flying rat's ass.
But kids today are really terrible. They really are. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
when we were younger, we wouldn't have got, and that makes us sound old, but we're not. But the way they talk to their parents, shut up, fuck off,
Terrible.
and all this stuff and everything. It's like, that's your parents you're talking to. And my mum, and I swear to you, she put soap in my mouth. She, you know, banned me from stuff. She grounded me. And if you were terrified to go against her, because although she was fair and she was calm, she was mum and dad, because my dad wasn't around. So she had to be tough on us. And, you know, we knew that there was the three tellings. There was the look. The look was scary. There was the telling off. That was worse, but you knew what was coming next. You knew that smack on the arse was coming, right? And you knew it was going to hurt. So you never really wanted to get to number 3, because then you'd be like trying to sit down.
Yep.
But it wasn't. I mean, I'm saying it's totally different now these days. You can't do this, you can't do that. But children should have respect for their parents, and if they haven't got respect, they will walk all over you. And this is what my sister and my other friends say. I mean, I had one of my friends ring me up once and said, please come round, I can't cope any longer, I can't cope. In floods of tears. And I went up
children need to be beaten until they comply.
I went up to her daughter and I went,
says the man with no kids.
But you know what, I mean, the reason
never had to raise my hand to them.
I wanted children, and I would have been a great mum, but I do believe that kids should have discipline. But my sister's kids, unfortunately, what are they? 30, 28, 18, and 16. The 16-year-old girl, she gets away with quite a lot, but the others maybe not so. But I think it's hard when you got ill health, you're trying to run a home, you're trying to keep a normal life, you're trying to work, but in the end, you know, mum's word is law, dad's word is law, and if they don't follow it, then discipline's got to come in, and it's like grounded, taken away. You're not doing this, it's not happening. And we were shut in our rooms. My mum would go in that room. You wouldn't argue. If you argued, you knew what was coming.
Solitary confinement.
No, and we'd be in separate rooms, all three of us, not allowed to speak.
The punishment for my son would be to take him out of his room. All right, you're in trouble now, mister. You're going to sit out here with the family.
About him. He's in there. You ain't got to worry about him. He's in his room. But you know, I heard what Raini was saying as well. Like, when you've got health issues as well, and you're trying to run a home, it isn't easy. You are run down. You are worn down. It's like, oh my God, anything for a peaceful life or a quiet life. And she's doing is it the brownies or the Cubs or whatever as well?
We do scouts here, Cub Scouts and the troop.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Brianna Learman.
She's doing a lot, poor girl. But I do understand. Right, I'm in a mixture. I see it from my sister's point of view, what she's going through, and I also see it from Scotty's point of view, where you're just like, I want some discipline, some focus. What you need is a nanny to come over there and go.
Yeah, we do.
And go,
you want to move over here? You want to be our nanny?
Right. Oh, your kids would love me and hate me. Like,
they would.
Get in the bath, love. Go and sort yourself out, chill out, and then leave me the kids. Leave me the kids. We'll
call you. We won't call you a nanny though. We'll call you a governess.
Governess.
There you go.
Governess. Yes.
You can do this, show.
My favorite thing with the kids are Flynn will always be like, "Can so and so spend the night?" Is your room clean?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But if you let him come over right now, I'll clean it when he gets here. No, you're not going to clean your room when your friend's here. You clean it and then they can come over.
That's
well,
right.
then their dad won't bring them over. I'm like, well, clean your room and then maybe you can ask somebody to help you out. And it's usually he may or may come home and clean his room. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, Brianna, you need to turn your camera on for that. She's currently getting her makeup done by Harley. So the 4-year-old.
And here comes trouble.
Sweet little Ellie Belly.
Hey, Ellie. What you doing?
No.
How are you, Uncle Dave? I saw the pictures. Fantastic.
Now, Wendy, does he or does he not look more romantic by the classical definition of romance, romantic? Does he look romantic with his beard braided up and the hair today? He came on camera at first and I thought, wow, Dave, you look striking today. So
don't click on
no, don't click on
That's not
things.
your spot to click. If you can't respect it, get out.
So
different enough today.
Look,
you were on that last time.
so different look for you, Dave. I love the I want to do platinum all the way around. Like I want to do platinum.
I've got temple braids.
Yeah.
I've got temple braids and I had a braid in back, but I took that out last night when I went to bed.
Uncle Dave will always be Henry VIII to me. Doesn't matter what else he puts on, what else he does, he is Henry VIII and will always be Henry.
And I saw some guy in the BBC doing Henry VIII and I was appalled.
Yeah.
Didn't even do a reach around.
Go on, Raini. Go on, Raini. Get in there.
What'd you hear? I wasn't paying attention.
She's giving him shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's yelling at the kid on the way up the stairs.
Good for
Kid's
her.
got a birthday party to go to today at 2:00,
I'm
which
all
is
for that,
4 hours from now. And she's bugging Rainey about taking her to the store to look for swimsuits.
You definitely need me over there as a governess, I tell you. But having said that, they won't let me in right now, so you got a couple of months to be
Well,
safe.
I'll go over there. We'll get married, and you'll be my second wife, and you can come home with me. She's my wife, dudes. Of course you can come in.
Don't you have to change your religion for that? Become like a Mormon or something?
I'll change my religion for that. So, Rainey approved. She's all fine with you and I getting married, so long as you're okay with being the nanny.
Listen, I would have complete. I know it sounds awful to say this, but bring it on. I would love that challenge because there would be a lot of change in there. You'd be like, it's very quiet.
I like it.
The dog.
Yeah.
I've locked
the children.
Mom.
Where are the children? They're in the attic. I didn't even know we had an attic.
They're in the basement.
Yes.
Matthew, I will do. I'm sorry you're going through tough times.
Who I am?
No, Matthew just said.
Matthew. Yes.
Keep me in your thoughts as I'm going through someone, aren't we all? But yes, Uncle Dave is Henry VIII. Always will be.
Always will be. Was that Sean Holt? Did he walk through the room, Dave?
That's Rue.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say if Sean walks through the room, bring him over.
He's not here this weekend.
Oh, he's not here.
You say Uncle Kenny was on as well.
Kenny is here somewhere.
Hey, Kenny, KB.
KB. Don't you be afeard, Kenny. You come on and you call in. Call in this morning. From the castle by the roadside.
So tight, I wondered how he moved. Actually, they weren't tight. What was tight was the garter around his leg. That was really tight and really bad, and that's what gave him a lot of troubles. But I'm afraid his clothes couldn't be that tight because he was such a big lad. 6'3", actually, wasn't he, as well? 6'3".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah,
hey, I got to take a little in the vein of Kenny Ballos. I got to take a commercial break and get some more coffee. So I'm going to step out of here while you two take over the show for 2 minutes.
Again. Dave, it's us again.
It is. He was known for his amazing calves. I have amazing calves as well.
Well, he had
third
tie it up, wouldn't they? They tied up the garter as tight as they could, but it wasn't good for him as well. I mean, they said you could smell him when you go to Hampton Court, they actually say you could smell him coming 3 rooms away because it was that bad, the smell.
Well, putrid flesh is not a good thing.
Yeah, when he took the throne, he was a good-looking man.
Yeah.
Hi, Terry. How you doing? KB. Well, we sadly can't let him on. We don't have any power, do we, Dave?
Nope.
So tell me about the Viking stuff. When did this all turn up?
Oh, I've been doing this for some time, but this is our second feast. We're under sort of new management. And things are taking off well. I'm really happy with it. We had a great turnout last night for the feast, and even with the bitter cold, people were hanging out around the fires and having good time. It was a great time.
Do you feel like, what part of history do you feel drawn to? I mean, we can be drawn to many different areas of history, but what ones do you feel drawn to?
Well, I'm clearly drawn to the 1500s and 1600s. I'm also drawn to the Napoleonic period, and I like the Viking period and stuff, but it's not the same kind of draw for me.
And if you could go back in time and you could see and you could watch just one era and one particular history part, like what would you pick?
Oh, I think that transitional period between Henry and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening there.
Yeah.
And even if if I could live that era, then I think I'd want to go 10 years into Henry's later years and then follow through into the Elizabethan.
It was a very difficult time, wasn't it? Because I mean, it went from Henry to Edward, Edward to Mary, Mary to Elizabeth.
You left Jane out.
Elizabeth was the golden age, and so that would have been a wonderful time, I would imagine, to be in England's history.
You left Jane out.
Well, 9 days, yes. Poor old Jane of 9 days.
And clearly she's being used.
Oh, absolutely.
By her father-in-law and father. Well, and can't rule her mother out, who was trying to have a say in there as well. Those poor kids, they didn't deserve that.
Although they did say that when Mary tried to get Jane to, because she didn't want to kill her, she really, really didn't want to kill her. She didn't want her to take her, and it was Spain, because she was married to Philip of Spain, who said, "Look, we're not happy that there's a pretender in the tower, and you need to do something about this, because all the while she's alive, like with Elizabeth, and there's a threat, but obviously she couldn't kill her sister recently, so she tried to get Jane to give up, but Jane wouldn't give up her Protestant faith. She wouldn't.
Because she actually had faith.
Yes, she did. She was very, very devout. She very much believed in what she was doing. And but I think she was only 17.
She would have been a good queen, I think.
Would have been,
the few things that she wanted to get right away into being were things for the people, not things for herself.
Yeah. I mean, Henry VIII's government was so in debt when he died. It was really in debt, and they inherited a very, very poor kingdom because he went through money like there was no tomorrow. And Edward, his son, who apparently was incredibly devout, devout Protestant, he was even worse than his father was in some ways with his decisions. But then he was being ruled by 2 uncles, a Seymour uncle. And then Mary, when she came, I mean, she has a really bad reputation as, Bloody Mary, which obviously was awful with the burnings that she did and everything. But having said that, she
can't
believed,
have a Spanish king on the English throne. That never would have flown.
Yeah, and she married. I mean, she married late, and obviously then when she had a phantom pregnancy. And she went into like what they call, what do they call it when they used to go in? when they're waiting to deliver, she went in and nothing ever happened. And then, but I think Elizabeth was probably.
Well, didn't it turn out she had a tumor?
She had a phantom pregnancy, and then they thought she had a second one.
You're talking about Mary Tudor.
Yeah, and then it was Mary. It was a tumor. Do you know, I had a horrible thing happen to me yesterday. I'm not even going to talk about it because it's like, do you know when you get something on your brain and you can't get rid of it?
Yep.
I watched something on Supernatural, and everybody would probably, and I don't even want to talk about it. It's like there's a certain word you say using the word Mary, and you say it 3 times, right?
Oh yeah. I believe in Mary, Bloody Mary, or something. Yeah.
It was been on my brain all weekend at night time.
Were you compelled to stand in front of your mirror this morning while you're putting on makeup and going?
I was like,
I believe in Bloody Mary. I believe it. Wait.
Mary Tudor, Mary Poppins, Mary Tudor, Mary Poppins.
There it is.
Like, why does this stuff happen when you're trying to sleep?
It's when your brain goes into that mode and then it just takes you over.
I can't do it. It's like blah 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 blah. But did you see the news this week? But that's what I came on Richie to talk about was Jeff.
Our news was all about a balloon.
Jeff Beck, Jeff Beck who died, the famous guitarist and singer, Jeff Beck.
Oh yeah.
Well, his funeral was 5 minutes away from me in the church where I was christened and married in, and Johnny Depp was here. He was 5
minutes from your house.
Johnny Depp was here.
You should have brought him in for tea.
Oh my God, he'd never have left. Bob Geldof, Chrissy Hynde.
I had no doubt.
Johnny Depp tied to a bed in her.
That's right.
For tea.
So he's trying to coax Henry into bringing him the keys. Pirates of the Caribbean style.
Oh, you made me blush. Tom Jones was there and Rod Stewart as well.
Oh.
But everyone wanted Johnny Depp. I mean, I was like, nobody knew it was happening. It was really, really kept quiet. And all of a sudden, there was all these limousines and security. And and because he came from, Jeff Beck was born in Domains Road in Wallington, just around the corner from here. And I was born in Rookwood Avenue in Wallington, just one road away from him. So nice. I had no idea that he was from here. And all of a sudden, Johnny Depp is in your town. He could have driven past. And you're like, excuse me. That was my excitement of the week.
Very nice.
I'd have been walking Henry up and down that pathway.
Yeah, really.
Dog's
Keep going, Henry. He's not driven by yet.
Come on, Henry. You can do another round of the park.
Well, the news flash upstairs as I went to get some more coffee was the White House is very relieved that they shot down the weather balloon before Tuesday's State of the Union address. Now,
the balloon.
Let's take some odds on Tuesday's State of the Union address from the president. Will he tell the truth about?
No.
I don't think he knows the truth, is what I think. I will guarantee you. Some of the things he says, he's either the most blatant liar that exists or he's not made really aware of what's really going on.
I think they wind him up every morning. They sort of turn the key in the back.
Yeah.
And they go,
I don't know how he can say we are doing well financially, economically, but he just came out the other day. Yeah.
But on this, I mean, we're over on the news. Did you see that march in London yesterday?
No. What march?
People were fighting against the 15-minute cities that everyone wants to bring in around the world, where everyone has everything in their, in a 15-mile, 15.
Yeah.
And Oxford's agreed to it. Cambridge has agreed to it. Scotland's going to do all of it. And some of Sussex and other areas. And it means that you will not be allowed out of your area unless you have a permit, and you're allowed out of it 100 times a year. 100 times. And if you go out of it without a permit, they will fine you, because there'll be cameras everywhere. And they call it for environmental reasons.
You know what? That sounds an awful lot like 1930s Germany.
Yeah. This is what they're
Does the
starting
word ghetto mean anything to you? Ghetto.
And so I live in the London Borough of Sutton, and they've turned it down. London Borough Croydon next door, they turned it down because
Good.
you know they said it's not viable, and also
It's ridiculous.
some of London has already taken it in. So if you live here and your mum lives 15 minutes away from you, unless you ask for a permit or it's one of the 100 times you leave. But if you don't have a permit and you've not asked and you just do it out of the blue, there will be a photograph and then they will send you the fine. This is not freedom. This is control. And it's all been part of the vaccination and the cities, and then it will go on that way.
That reminds me of one of those phrases from the pre-American Revolution, was not by your leave. Meaning, I'm not going to do anything by your leave or your permission or your say-so.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not by your leave, sir.
So people were campaigning in London, hundreds, thousands actually, and it's really scary because it's not just England. This is something they want to bring around. Canada's looking at it, and other countries are starting to look at it as well, because it's and it's very, very scary because. What if you want to go to the coast for the day? I live 60 miles from the coast, right? But I've got to now get permission to leave, and on one of my 100 days. And if you're having a relationship with someone who doesn't live near you, you've got to give them the details of where you're going. This is ridiculous, and it's for the environment. You can go there by train or bus. Bus.
You can go there by bath.
You can go there by bath, darling, in your bathtub. Bed. I'm just telling my dog, bed in there. Thank you. Cycle, train, bus, or walk, but you can't take your car.
Wow.
Unless you paid for it.
Well, the environment, you know.
Well, of course. So
that's environmentalism run amok.
Yeah.
So
I like what Lucky Stone just said. I don't think he'll remember what happened 2 hours ago. It's very true.
That's true.
That's a really good name. I've just seen that film.
Buckfiden. And I honestly believe that when he says some of the things he says, he can't believe or disbelieve him. He just doesn't know any different. This is the information he's fed. I think the information he's fed is that the economy is doing great and you're the best president we've ever had. And he believes it. And, but of course, you know, he's suffering from dementia. So I'm sure he'll do fine in his address tomorrow night. They'll have him all pumped up and, you know, with whatever medication they have to pump him up in so he stays lucid. But,
Terry, we do.
Yeah, they got strict rules over there.
Well, I mean, they're trying to, but that doesn't mean it will go down well, because one thing we do over here very well is, I mean, so many people complied. So many people complied about with the vaccination, and I don't think they realized how many people complied. Are you not allowed to say that now?
We don't want to keep Uncle Dave awake.
Oh my God.
There he goes, folks.
Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Dave.
And sleeping on that dining room table sucked.
I'll bet. How was that for your back?
Actually, that was part of the problem. So I didn't have time to sit yesterday, except while I was getting my hair braided, and so my back was killing me by the time I finally crawled onto that table to sleep. And my back is fine this morning, because I will sleep on the floor when my back is out. That's the best thing for it. But
wow. Now, do you have to lie on your back for that to work?
No. I do a rotating thing. I sleep on the left side for a while, then I sleep on the right side for a while, and then I sleep on my back, and I do stretching things where I'll pull my ankle up to my waist. And on both sides, I pull my knee up to my chest.
Chew on your toenails for a while.
Yeah. The beauty of having sword fought most of my life, I am incredibly limber. I can I can't do the splits anymore, but you know,
I just get into certain points in my life where bending over is like folding a grapefruit.
I can stand here and put my foot up on this table.
I can't do that.
You know.
What are you laughing at, Wendy?
It was the image.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to say, Uncle Dave, tables are good for many things, but not for sleeping on.
Yeah. And I had my eyes closed, but I was listening to everything you were saying.
Yeah, yes, he was. Especially the parts where we went, shh, be very quiet, don't wake up.
That's why I opened my eyes. What the fuck are we doing now?
I don't hear anything, his mind told him.
Strong coffee, babe, I guess.
Yeah.
I just can't believe they're regulating your travel that much. That's just crazy.
Yeah, but it's going to happen everywhere. I mean, this is part of the whole.
That's ridiculous.
And it's to keep everybody in compartment, you know, basic, and it's all about money as well. Like, how much money do you think people are going to pay to say, well, I want to go, it's a nice day, I want to go to the coast.
Right.
And oh God, I haven't got a permit. I haven't
got a permit for you to go to the park that's 16 miles away.
So Orwellian.
27 pounds.
But if people keep complying and they don't stand up,
that's it.
You know, that's the thing. It's like, how far do you want to bend over and take it? Because I think even people that have had the vaccination now actually turn around and go, hang on a minute.
Scotty, I know where you took my mind when you thought that, Scotty. That's
where I took your mind, yeah.
Yeah.
how far do I want to? How far do you want me to bend over?
You're a bad man, Roberts.
I am.
I was thinking pure thoughts, but I just
don't need a nanny.
I was thinking pure thoughts, but I could see the smirk on your face, and you drove me right into a pit of hell.
I wouldn't have gone there were it not for the smirk on your face.
You forced me to think such unnatural things.
Boys, it's so bad. It's unbelievable. Like, you know, I can't let you on this island. Well, you better come this year before there's a permit, for God's sake.
Well, you know, you're gonna have to put up with us.
Well, you better.
It's that simple. I thought I had something wittier that was gonna come out of my mouth, and it didn't.
That's all right. It's okay. The other one was bad enough. Sorry,
that thing in your mouth is witty.
He does this sometimes to me when doing R&R. He'll go, lips, shut up, or be hold still, or don't say anything.
Lips do not unpurse.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Mm-hmm,
but Uncle Dave, like you got me with that one. That was a good one. Yes, it was, Terry, wasn't it? But it's true. They do. It's like you've complied over the vaccination. Now you're going to comply over these 15-minute cities. And if you don't like it, well, that's too bad. And now they're trying to bring in.
If you don't like it, that's just too damn bad.
Bend over and take it.
Bend over.
And now I have the Impala, and obviously she drinks a certain amount of petrol. They're trying to ban particular engines.
Oh, of course they will. Yes.
And everything else over. Do you know what I mean? So
yes,
from doing things. So that's a bit of a worry as well. It's like they want to take all our fun, and we'll be happy. We'll be compliant.
Yes. And to be happy, you want to be compliant. You want to be blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
No, I want to live not by your leave. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So, and that's the thing. You know, liberties go away incrementally, not all one day.
Well, they do it slowly. They were apparently bringing this in lockdown. They were starting to implement it in lockdown. It's for the environment. It's so you drive around your area with less pollution and have a park, and the children can play outside, and it's all very lovely. And it's like, no, you're taking our freedom from us. All right. To actually go to the coast. Go to London, or you can go up by tube, you can go by train, you can go by bus. What's your problem?
What if I want to walk? What if I want to drive my car?
Exactly. And if you think about if you're disabled as well, and you have to go to, you know, someone comes to see you regularly. So if they've all got to apply for it, and the permits aren't. I mean, I have to get a permit to park my car outside, right?
Yeah.
It costs me I think it's £55 to £60 a year. And I'm allowed to
spendy enough.
They used to make
75, 80 bucks.
They used to say you could park it between 8 and 1 and then 3 and 6. So you'd be like, so I've got to move my car in the middle of the day. But now they've changed it that you can just park there.
Now that you're permitted, yes.
Now you've got a permit, and then you have to get these little free permits for people to park like this. They look like this.
Okay.
And basically, when they come round, you fill in the date, the time, and you have to ask for these. You have to.
It's nice to have a little cosmetic mirror at the top of that where you can go.
Isn't that lovely? You too could have one of these.
Yes, that's right.
See, that's what it looks
Look at
like.
that.
And it's like it's all permit everywhere. We've got a liberal.
You can park in section G.
We've got liberal council here in Sutton.
Still reminds me of my story. I've told this at least once before. Being in Inverness and parking in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I was in Inverness, and over here in the States, if the curb is bare, you can park there. If it's painted yellow, you cannot. That's a no parking zone. So we're in Inverness, and this is in 1990. And so I'm looking for a place to park downtown Inverness, downtown such as it is, shopping district. And so here, we can park right here. It's a gray curb, bare curb. Park the car. Look, nobody's parked here. That's pretty cool. Look at all the parking spots. So that should have been my first clue. And so we parked there. And we come back a couple hours later after lunch and doing a little window shopping. And there's this stout little old Scotsman cop, a copper. And he's
waiting.
And he's got the little hat with the bill on it, and then his big bushy white eyebrows are sticking up, almost touching the bill. And then, he's got to be 68 if he's a day. And he's built.
I could have left the ticket, but I wanted to personally sit here and wait for you so I could put you in your
pretty much. And so he's writing out a ticket. And I go, oh, I said, am I parked in the right? Well, you're parked on the gray, laddie. He says, you're supposed to be parked on the yellow. And I said, I didn't know that. I said, I'm from the States, which was another mistake.
You're not in the States, no, are you? You're in Scotland. You'll do it all.
Are you going to tell the fucking story, or am I?
Boys.
So I said to him, I'm from the States. The yellow curb means you can't park there. You park there. And he looks up. He raises his head a little bit from writing. You just barely see his eyes under the bill, and he goes, well, you're not in the United States now, are you, lad? And I said, very sheepishly, I went, no, I'm not. Here's your ticket.
Yeah.
And no, I've never paid that ticket. So I'm a wanted man, I'm
well,
sure.
You can't go back to Great Britain either, because we'll get stopped at TSA.
30 years. Yeah, I'll come through. I'll come through customs in London, Heathrow, and they'll go, oh, we see you have an outstanding parking ticket in Inverness.
No, it'll be much more like Scott Roberts, you see.
Yeah.
Scott Alan Roberts.
We've been waiting.
Wait.
Right here in Squire Danahy's book.
Scratch a line through his name.
But I worry about it because I came to America when I was going through to Calgary once. I went through Houston, and they gave me a green card for 3 months.
Yes.
And they said I said, what do I do with it? They're like, well, when you come back, just whatever. I never went back. Through America. I just went through to Canada. Does that mean they've forgotten me, or they think I'm a vagrant over there?
Oh, don't eat that. There's better stuff.
I don't know what they think.
I'm a bit worried now.
I had fun this morning, but I have to go. All of you have a nice day. Says Terry Pitts. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Terry.
Paul from Newcastle says, I heard people are stealing copper from electric car chargers. I don't doubt it. But Wendy, I don't know for sure.
I know that's what worries me, because they gave me, I still have it. It's a green card. It says 3 months. And he said, this in case, we'll give it to you as a temporary one. So you hear in case there's any problems. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I went to Calgary, and then when I never came back, I went from Calgary back to London. And I thought, oh shit, I still have this. Does that mean
am I Interpol?
No, I do have it.
Hello.
That's just pretty like, when?
You never expect Interpol.
Have you been living here as a vagrant? No, I haven't. I promise you, I haven't. But seriously, like the traffic wardens, as you call them, they take photographs of your car now in every single angle. They put out the ticket, and this is the excuse. I've started writing it now. I can't get rid of it. I can't rip it out. Really? But you've
my response to that, I've run into that several times over here. I've already started writing it. I'm like, sure you can. Just go, oops, mistake, and void it out. No.
So
I think they all get a cut.
You get a nice.
Did you want me to falsify a government document?
Are you asking me? That's another ticket now, laddie.
And you're thinking, like, I can't use womanly wiles on them, because you can just see in their face they're like,
yeah.
And never use the phrase, isn't there something we could do? Oh, bribery.
Bribery.
Years ago, I dated
falsifying documents.
A loss prevention officer who worked for Debenhams.
Oh.
And he used to obviously be the person that would watch you on camera. If you were stealing something, he would come and get you and arrest you. And he had a woman one day nick something, and he took her into the room. They write everything down. And she said to him, "Is there any way we can shut the door?" And he looked at her and he said, "Why?" And she said, "Can we not sort this out between us?" And he said, I sat back on my chair and went, "Are you trying to offer me a bribe?" And she went, no, not at all. I'm just like, is there any way we can sort this out? I didn't mean to do it, and I thought we could sort it. And he went, "That's just made me want to give you this even more." And I was just like, so it doesn't work, even on the traffic wardens. And let me tell you, I have had a ticket from a traffic warden, and I've gone, "Please don't write it. I'm literally moving the car. I was 2 minutes," and he's gone, "Sorry," and then asked me out as he's walking away. And I'm like, "You're taking the piss, aren't you? You're taking the piss. You've just given me a ticket. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to give you a day." But it's like, they stand by the car.
I was going to go out with you, and now I'm not.
They stand by the car and they're like this. If you paid for so many minutes and you've run out, say, by a minute, or you've got a minute left, they'd be like this.
Yep. Or they'll stand and wait because there's 2 minutes left on your meter, Yeah. Well, if I stay here for 2 minutes and he doesn't show up, I can tag him.
But I might not be able to pick you up.
Are you that hard up for money?
Because I'll be in my 15-minute city, and I have to have a very good reason to leave it.
Right.
And then coming to get you won't be one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know if I've always wondered how I'd react in those situations.
Fight.
Of, can I shut the door? Is there a way we can work this out? Well, I don't know. What's on your mind? Does that make me corrupt?
Yes, it does.
I'd be a corrupt warden.
That makes you corruptible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've got the cheek of the devil, Scotty. You've always had the cheek of the devil. And
thank you.
A couple of people that have watched R&R, they say, he's so smooth. It just flows out of him. He just. And I said, well, he's been doing it for years. And
that's right. That's right.
You can tell he's a professional.
I'm a professional cheek.
You're very smooth, darling.
Well, here, on that note, a good segue. Let me show you something. We're working on a little radio rebranding around here.
Oh.
And let me show you this. This is the first time anyone has seen this, for all the work we're putting into this. Totally restructure my radio show. Okay, you ready for it?
We're ready. Is that a priest outfit?
That certainly is. Why, step into my confessional, young lady. I'm a priest. Oh, I thought she disappeared. I thought you fell over. That boom I heard was her head on the desk.
Father Scott, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 5 minutes since I last did something incredibly naughty. Yeah.
Well,
that's very.
I thought of doing it with a lit cigar, so I could have the smoke.
I think, the rapscallion.
So there it is, the rapscallion theologian. So we're going to do some of what I've always done on the radio show and continue on with it, but going to rebrand the show, and we're going over to Patreon. And so doing some, I'll announce more as I get closer to it. So this is for the setup over at Patreon. But there you go. There you go.
All right, and on that, I am going to go. The crew.
You got to get out of here, huh?
So good seeing you, Wendy.
Uncle
lovely,
Dave.
Lovely to see you. Good seeing you, Scott. Give the kids a hug.
I will do, Uncle
Say goodbye
Dave.
to Rainy.
I will do. Thank you, Cordia.
All right.
All right.
Don't see my butt.
We'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Grumpy Stack, I do have some credentials. I had to get fake ordained for $29.95 in order to perform a wedding once. So I am an ordained minister.
See, it's the whole outfit, isn't it, Father?
It's the outfit. See, and I don't like the
dog collar.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the dog, the little collar with the long black coat, the cassock coat. There you go.
Did you ever watch Father Ted?
Oh, I caught it over the years now and then. So
you need to watch Father Ted and what's the other one? Dougal, Father Dougal, and there's Father Jack, who's the alcoholic in it.
Yes,
in Craggy Island in Ireland, and it is wonderful. And I can never take any priest seriously after watching Father Ted. And when they're in the when they're in the lingerie department and all the priests are hanging around there smoking with everything, you should watch that. You'd love it.
I should really revive some of those old shows in my reviews. So yes, the cigar. So is my son, Scotty. There it is.
So what's made you want to bring him back out, the dog color?
I never had one to begin with. Although I've seen it used by, I used to think that was purely a Catholic thing, or Episcopalian or whatever. And so, because I didn't pay it much, never mind. But then I see, there's some Baptist ministers will wear them. And you'll see other, and so I thought, it's just I brought it out. It's for the graphic. I will probably never wear one. But it's for the show. So I thought, since I'm going to do, I've always called myself a rogue historian and a rapscallion theologian. But that was too long. That was too wordy for a title. So I'm the rapscallion theologian. Let's do that.
Father Roberts.
I like her into that.
Father Roberts. Forgive me. I mean, I could do the whole nun outfit, and between us, we could make it work.
That's it. Come and sit on my lap and tell me your confession.
Oh, Father, I have been a naughty girl today.
Oh,
I've taken the Lord's name in vain. I have corrupted my neighbor's wife. I have stolen.
That's like I corrupted Uncle Dave just a little while ago. I smirked and drove him right into hell. So,
yeah.
Father O'Hare, says Kevin
Father Roberts
Thompson.
He's
there it is.
Looking priest.
Here. We'll bring that up again. So, folks, this is your first hint at the rebranding.
Look at the face
of my radio show.
It's like I take no shit.
That's right. So, the rapscallion theologian. And we're going to talk about the stuff we've originally talked about on this show and still do from time to time, but we're going to get a little more serious about it again and rebrand this in probably a different location. And
shouldn't that be scoundrel? The rapscallion.
The rapscallion theologian.
Sure, scoundrel.
The scoundrel theologian?
The
rapscallion scoundrel?
You could do. But I mean, you're talking about theology, so you could put, you know.
I had to get scallywag in there somewhere too. Scallywag would have been nice. The scallywag theologian.
What is RAP, the rap bit for? The rapscallion. Can you not put something? Well, 50 Shades of Scotty, right? You know, literally.
Yeah. 50 Shades of Scotty. I used to be brilliant color. Now I'm just 50 Shades of Gray. Yeah.
Rapscallion. No, I mean it's a really. I like it. Really good. I love.
Well, there it is. That's one of the first steps in rebranding was starting to come up with graphics and things for the show, and you know, the structure of the show and what we're going to do with it, and how often it's going to play.
Thin though, darling.
What's that?
Aren't you spreading yourself a bit thin?
I am, but I'm rebranding. See, that's so I may not do the same thing I'm doing now in exchange for the new thing, rebranded thing. So, Scotty brother, Mike Yahudi.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh,
Scotty brother,
where'd you go?
I'm coming back.
Oh, all right.
I was just turning the heating down because it's getting a bit hot in here, and I think it was.
I'll bet. I'm sorry.
It was Scotty.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
Just don't wear it on a Tuesday. I won't be able to do R&R.
Oh! Surprise!
Scotty's in the room.
Well, here, yeah.
I know what my Halloween costume would be.
What would your costume be?
It would have to be a nun, wouldn't it, Sister Wendy? Easy time.
There you go.
Bring it up.
That's the cold I've had all week.
Yeah.
So I got to sneeze again. Holy crap.
But good for you for bringing out another, because you do love that side, that theology side. You do like that. And I can see, you know.
I think it's wide open. And the reason I say rapscallion theologian is because I have a very different take on scripture than I used to have when I was a minister. So, and Doug is right. I am non-credentialed. No, I'm non-credentialed. I have a handily bought credential. Did you guys know I have a doctorate? But my doctorate was conferred. So I didn't earn it. So I never use it.
Right.
But I had an institution.
I have letters after my name as well, you know.
Oh, yeah? What are they?
They are, because I took counselling diploma.
Oh, right.
So it's my name and DIP or whatever I want to put under it. Yeah, I don't use them.
Nice.
But yeah, I do have brain cells. Just one or two.
I do have brain cells. I'm just letting you know.
They're absolutely in there as well. But I think that's a really good idea to do that, Scotty. I think you've got between you and Raini, and then R&R, and then the one that you do, is it the
Intrepid?
Intrepid. And now there's a fourth one.
There's a what? Is there?
That'll be your fourth show, won't it?
Well, let's see. I do Intrepid. I do Robertson.
Two.
We do Sunday morning with Raini. That's it.
And if you did the theology one, that would be the 4.
Oh, yeah. No. The theology one would probably eclipse Intrepid Radio.
Oh.
Absorb. You shall be absorbed.
I did do counselling, Matthew. Yes, I did. I went to school and studied.
Probably has ass after his name.
I did do counselling.
Go sit on that, Grumpy.
Do you need counselling, Father Roberts?
I did counseling, but I didn't have a degree. I didn't work toward counseling. I did pastoral type of counseling. Mm-hmm. So it was not the same as getting a psych degree. But
I just can't wait till you take up your mission and your ministry, and you can be on the telly on a Sunday afternoon.
That's right.
And people could put your number down the bottom and go, and like, if you send me $200 million, I will send it out into the world healing.
It would look something. It would be something like this. I could go. And so the Lord will bless you with all the money you ever want, because God wants you to be wealthy. He wants you to be rich. He expects you to be rich. And so all you have to do is look up to the heavens and say, God, I claim my wealth. I claim my richness. And you live that and you exude that. And you too can buy $700 alligator shoes like mine.
Yeah. And if you did
because
that,
God wants you to have them.
Genesis did a song called Jesus, He Knows Me. He don't know about my girlfriend or the man I had last night. You know, that was just in it. But it's so good because that's what we need. We need Scotty Roberts on the telly worldwide, his books underneath, the radio show. And it's like, put your hands on the screen, Scotty, and send out that love.
I got to tell you, if all I had to do was look into a camera and talk for a living, I'd be happy.
Yeah. You're natural.
Well, I don't know if I'd be happy. It'd be an easier way to make a living. So
the rapscallion.
And I'm all stuffy from having sneezed.
And get this big old book out.
Theologian.
Your big old book out with like today.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Today's gospel.
The creaky pages. The creaky. Yeah. No, I think what we're going to do a lot of is looking at all those mysterious passages in the Bible, the things that are not quite so, that we've been taught were so. And so Field Guy said the alligator shoes are free if you go catch the gator.
Oh, we like gators.
Yeah, we do. Do you remember the movie Romancing the Stone with Michael Douglas and
Kathleen?
Not Turner.
Kathleen Turner.
Turner. It was Turner. Who talks like this now? She's out of towns now. But I think she was a lifelong smoker. Still is. Is she still alive? Isn't she? Or did I hear?
She is. She looks very differently now.
Very differently now.
But my mum watches. I mean, my mum's not. I mean, we're spiritual, not religious. There is a difference. But my mum watches some of the people on the shows, and there's this lady. I don't know. I can't remember her name. She's had a lot of plastic surgery. I know that. Her face is kind of up like this, and her
lips are kind of like this.
And you've seen her as well. She's got dark hair. She's got perfect makeup on. She's fun. Her lips, I kid you not, they're massive.
Yeah.
She's married to a younger man, of course, and she's loaded in but she's done a book. She does the show, but she's really funny. You know, she's really funny because she makes scripture fun. She makes it relatable, as in your relationships and in your life, and that's good because I think that's what people need to have it. Because when you start reading just the scripture, like you go to church and they bring out the book and they today's sermon is going to be, you're like, that's why people stop going to church. They want something they can relate to, which in present day.
Yes, and I think I want to, if I teach anything, it would be to relatable scripture. But I think I also want to focus a little bit more on the questionable. Questionable is not the word. It's that we're taught certain things certain ways, but the more you study, you find out that's not exactly what that means. And it means something else, or there's more to history, or there's more to, it's like just a perfect example when I did that series on King David, which was, 4 years ago, maybe I did that. And spent a lot of time on King David. But it was pointing out how most of what we know about David was from the books of Samuel, which were largely apologetic about David. And there are other books, Chronicles, the books of Kings, which say a lot of different things about David. So was David all that? Or was a lot of that what they did in the times that he lived? The rulers had apologetics written. All his enemies, or all the people who stood against him, were enemies, and they were enemies of God, and they were foul men. And all the people, all his deeds were bloviated to make him look better. And there's a lot of things you can dig into to start finding that. And so...
I must admit, I'm a fan of the Old Testament because it's all fire and brimstone and you're going to go to hell. And obviously all the good stuff is, well, I enjoyed that when I was learning the Bible. I enjoyed the Old Testament more than I did the New, actually.
Well, are you saying at Passover time, they would see Wendy coming and they go, line up a few sheep for this one? So she usually only took one. You know, do a lamb every year. And
oh my God!
You got Wendy's lambs ready. Wendy's coming. Wendy's lambs.
Sacrifice them for me, love. I'm old school. I do like the Old Testament. The new one is kind of not so. I mean, like Noah. I mean, that's a really interesting story.
Yep.
The 10 Commandments. I mean, the
Garden of Eden story, the creation story. Matthew's bringing up something I talked about when I did King David, about Elhanan and David could be one and the same. Well, here I would disagree with that right away, Matthew, only because it's listing the deeds of David's mighty men. And it would say so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. It was almost like a bullet-pointed list in one of the other books. And it said, in Elhanan, who slew the giant, I can't remember what it said, who slew the giant, whose spear shaft was like a weaver's rod, and, and blah, blah, blah. All the same language that he used for David. That David slew the giant, and the giant's spear shaft was so many shekels in weight, and was like a weaver's rod, and so on. So it's interesting that in a different book in the Bible, it talks about David's the deeds of his mighty men of valor. That it was Elhanan, the Bethlehemite, who slew the giant. And wait, wasn't that David? Or did David take credit for it because it was one of his men? Be like, the Pharaoh won the battle of Kadesh. Ramses II won the battle of Kadesh. Well, did he win it or did his soldiers win it? That's the kind of thing, but the credit goes to him.
I want to know how Matthew gets these quotes up so quickly. Like, is he on Google, like bringing these up really quickly?
Right. I don't know. Well, he just remembers what I've taught on this show.
The other thing is, Scotty, when we do the calendar for the show, we should do it. You should make it up because I know you can put it together. We should be Adam and Eve, and the microphone could be the burning, well, not the burning bush, the asp or whatever. That would be so funny.
Yeah,
it could be Adam. Or you and Raini could be Adam and Eve, right? That would be a really good picture.
That'd be a good picture.
It would be.
Yeah, Raini having sex with Nakash and passing it on to me. Here, you got to try this.
Come into my lair.
And come on.
We have cookies.
And guys, we're usually not like, oh no, I can't do that. Guys are usually like, okay.
It just starts off that us women, obviously,
you want to work out a deal?
Sure. Because we lead you into temptation right from the start. It was our fault. We got into temptation and went, look, do you want this apple or do you want something else? And it was like,
yeah, you're really here for the apple.
You really want the apple?
Yeah.
And then where did all the others come from? If God made Adam and Eve, so the book says, where did all the other people come from? Where did his children find wives and everything for them? Like, it was a bit incestuous, I wonder. But
yeah. Field guy says Eve screwed our paradise. Way to go, Eve.
We couldn't help ourselves, could we, girls? We just had
actually, yeah. I think it was, now this sounds, I don't mean to be as flippant as this sounds, but I've said it before when talking seriously about this topic. I think you were looking at an Edenic menage a trois going on there because Nakash seduced Eve. I think it's very clear without getting into the whole thing. Seduced Eve into sex. And she's like, oh my fucking God, Adam, you got to try this. Come here. And then Adam does it. because it's very clear that her sons, Cain and Abel, were twins, born of separate fathers, fathered by separate fathers, which is a medical reality, by the way. That can happen.
She still shows that Eve is the naughty one, though, isn't it? Like that.
Well,
she was the bad one. She's the one that started it all.
But that's if. So why was the knowledge of sex considered a bad thing? Here's the thing. It's whatever the foundational teaching was about. That whole passage, Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden, it's all so sexually dripping and overladen with sex, and sex is wrong. And this is because what was the immediate thing that happened? There was a Bible state immediately after the fall. Adam takes and eats of that fruit, and they were both naked. And why were you hiding, says God? Well, we were naked. Well, who told you were naked? Well, the woman, says Adam. God says, woman. And the woman says, it was a snake. It was
He whispered into my ear, what you want to do is
this.
I don't want to be doing this. But I mean, what happened?
Yeah, just like that, baby.
What happens if she hadn't, though? What happens if she hadn't have done it, right? If she didn't do it and that didn't happen, it would be a whole different story. Well, she'd have eventually done it because we couldn't live in paradise forever. Well, she'd have had to go onto the dark.
Anyway, yeah, that's Matthew, you're off on your own thing over there. What are you doing? We're not even on that topic anymore.
He's on Google bringing it up, bless him.
Yes. So,
Eve's, I don't think Eve screwed up paradise. I think she made it better.
Yeah.
I think
Could you imagine, guys, a life without sex?
Exactly.
If you even introduced that to us, it's like, go, woman.
Do you want a naughty
Show
girl?
me that again.
Or do you want a good girl? Or do you want a good girl who's naughty?
Yes. To all above. All of the above, please.
Adam, obviously, he was a weak-minded man in the end.
Yes.
He could have said no.
He could have. Oh, no. We shall not do that.
I actually know somebody that won't have sex on a Sunday because it is a Sabbath day and it is not right to have sex on a Sunday.
That's right, because Jesus said you shall have no sex on Sunday because it's the Sabbath.
Apparently. So he was like, you can't.
Thank you, Susie Q.
You can't have love. You can't have sex on a Sunday. And I thought that was very strange, really. God told him.
That's really strange.
It is, isn't it?
That's your day off. What do you do on your day
one
off?
day of the week, you're thinking, I can lie in. There's no work. She's at home.
I don't even have to get dressed. I don't even have to get out of bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. God told him to say yes. He's evil like that.
I like that. Cheeky.
So, yeah, it's cheeky, but I think it's okay to be cheeky. You look at this stuff and I think, though, the stories that are there that we've translated into our religions and our denominations and all of that there's more to them than meets the eye.
And that's what I said. You're telling it from a modern day, like just what you were saying with Adam and Eve just then, you made it fun and enjoyable. And people remember.
Fun and enjoyable.
People remember the easy stuff to take in, because when they start quoting the scripture, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm just like, say that again. But when you actually say something like you did with that, it proves the picture and it becomes memorable.
Yes.
And if anyone can do it, Scotty, you can.
I try. Well, and that would be just like, so you can just see, I needed a prop and I don't have a prop. Oh, well. You got your, yeah, here. I'd go like this.
Exactly.
Hold on. There you go. The alternative to being cheeky and to being rapscallion-ish is to be, you do this. You go, I don't even know if I can do it. It's supposed to be quick and easy, so it's funny and cheeky. But if you got to work at it, it's not cheeky. So I was just going to pull everything up and go, so now you shall not engage in evil concupiscence. So that was supposed to be quick. So you go, what? And say the line, and then you're out of it.
No intercourse going on. No, none of that stuff.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, okay. Hey, Matthew's on to Judah Maccabee. He made it legal that if anyone attacks him on the Sabbath, they'll defend themselves. Well, that's good. You can always defend yourself. Didn't Jesus make that legal himself? On the Sabbath, according to Jewish law, you weren't supposed to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't move, almost could not move from a chair. And so Jesus, what did he do? He went and he picked corn on a Sunday so he and his disciples would have something to eat. And I want to know whose field he picked it from. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
The Jewish leaders said something like, oh, you've defied the Sabbath. You have picked corn. That's work on the Sabbath. And Jesus, what was Jesus' answer to that? He said, if your ox fell in a pit on the Sabbath, would you pull him out or leave him there to die? And he said, the Sabbath wasn't made for, he said, man wasn't made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath for man. So, Judah Maccabee, a man before his time, a man before Jesus.
And hasn't that changed now? Because Sundays, I remember when I was growing up, Sundays was roast dinner, the family, the shops were shut. You went to church in the morning.
And that's all you did.
Church, have the roast dinner, be with the family. It was a restful day. Now everything is open. There's no rest. I mean,
right.
They shut some shops at Christmas Day, but then there are other shops that are open. And I get it if you don't follow the faith, I can see why you might want to open it. But we've lost something along the way, actually. I think we really have. We have indeed. And I agree. So I think you should start up your own ministry, and I'm all for it. And I'm watching every week, and I'll be on the phone lines. So
I'll get you on the phone. We now have Sister.
Welcome to Scotty Roberts.
Sister
ministry.
Wendy will be coming on with us now.
Father, no, I think it would work because I think you'd make an absolute, not just fortune, but I think you'd actually really help people because you talk about stuff which you can really relate to and make it funny and interesting. And that,
I think we can.
Like, even though Matthew's writing all this down, it's interesting, but it's not like it's just words. When you actually put feeling into it and you actually bring up a scenario to relate it to, it goes in a lot more because you're seeing the visual. So when you just sometimes speak scripture and Job said this and Jesus said that and Moses said this and it brought up, it's great. But I think when you do the visual like you just did just then, brilliant, inspired.
And we could even have, you could come on every week and have your little segment. We call it Sister Wendy's Bad Habit.
Sins.
Yes, there it is.
Sister Wendy's sins.
Yes. You know, the habit, they call it the habit, don't they?
And what we could do, Scotty, if things get really bad, we can pop out our tarot cards.
There we go. Let's see what the tarot says about it. There it is.
Now today, everyone, I'm just going to pick the card of today after I've done my sermon. Today's card is the devil.
There it is. There it is. Look him in the eye. That's what the devil card means. Devil in the eye. Watching you.
Today's is the lovers, or the Wheel of Fortune. Was it Wheel of Fortune?
Something like that. So today it's the Wheel of Fortune, which you lose on the downswing, you gain on the upturn. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Say no more.
Say no more. So
all right. And speaking of say no more, it's 11 o'clock. It's time to get out of here. It's 5 o'clock in your neck of the woods.
It's been fun. It's just been like R&R.
I know. It's been fantastic.
It's a bonus.
A boner? Is that what you said? I'm trying to relate that really quickly and go.
I said bonus.
Oh, bonus. Good grief.
A bonus edition. It's one of, what do they call it at the end of a DVD? An Easter egg.
It's an Easter egg. There you go. Whoo! You're welcome, Cordia. Thank you.
Oh my God.
So I
Well,
had the
Father,
privilege of reading Cordia the other day, so that was fun.
I had fun, Scotty. You've really made me laugh, and I have to be honest, I am looking forward to seeing Rapscallion.
Yes, the Rapscallion theologian.
I will not log on at any time while you're doing it because I'll just put you off and I'll just be cheeky, so I won't.
Cheeky is the name of the game.
No, serious.
Oh, all right. Serious is the name of the game.
I'll just be like taking the phone lines, going, "How much would you like to donate to our cause?"
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you need help? Oh, all right. Yes. That's line 2. Hold on.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And now we have Sister Wendy with her bad habit of the day. Wow.
Oh my God.
Hey, Beth Kirkham, we are still on, but we're just getting ready to get off. Well, thank you. Well, with Wendy bringing up boners and bad habits.
It was an accident. It was bonus.
What's next? Yeah. So
coming on Tuesday is Robertson, where we promise it will be a different topic.
Yes. We'll get off on some topic on Tuesday. Yes.
It makes interesting reading, though. People will remember it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whew. I better get out of here before I get in trouble. I'm already in trouble.
Give my love to Raini, and it's.
I will. I wish she could have come back. She got so sidetracked by the naughty children. Well, it's only one, really. It's the youngest one is the worst.
Yeah.
So. Just heard bass guitar coming from us. Doom, 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 as if on cue. I start talking about the 8-year-old. Bum, 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 bum.
You got teenagehood coming and hormones.
Yes. How fun
All
is
right,
that?
gorgeous. Have a good afternoon.
Well, look who's talking. And you too. Thank you for being here. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to sign off. Bye, Wendy. Talk to you soon. All right, folks. This has been It's Sunday with Scotty and Raini, except for the last half. The first half we had Raini, and then she got sidetracked by the naughty child. So, and has been up there ever since. So, it's in the air, says Cordia. Later, laundry day. The Sabbath is not made for the laundry. And by the way, the Sunday is not the Sabbath. Didn't you know that? It's the 7th day of the week. It's the Sabbath. Sunday's the first day of the week. So the Sabbath was Saturday. Boom. There, blew everybody's minds that didn't know that. All right. Love you all. Thanks for being here. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to hit the button for the right thing and live long and prosper. We'll see you Monday, tomorrow night, and then Tuesday again for Robertson.